The root cause of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict can indeed be traced to deeply entrenched religious beliefs, perpetuated by a lack of critical thinking and the unquestioning acceptance of inherited narratives. When faith is detached from reason, it fosters a sense of divine entitlement to land and identity, which makes compromise feel like a betrayal of sacred convictions. This unquestioning allegiance to religious dogma stifles the possibility of coexistence, as both sides view their territorial claims as sanctioned by a higher power, intensifying the intractability of the conflict. It's a fact that religious texts such as the Bible, Quran, and Torah were authored by humans within particular historical, cultural, and spiritual contexts. However, these texts are often accepted without critical examination, leading to contradictions and moral dilemmas that followers tend to overlook. For example, if one assumes the existence of an omnipotent and benevolent God, why would such a deity create a world where survival is predicated on predation, where life must consume life to persist? What purpose does this serve? Was it intended for worship, companionship, or something else entirely? The presence of suffering, natural disasters, and destruction challenges the idea of an all-loving, omnipotent God. These inconsistencies raise profound ethical concerns about the nature of divinity and its relationship to human suffering. Similarly, the concept of the soul raises philosophical questions. If the soul transcends space and time, where have the countless souls of human history gone? This dilemma evokes the analogy of a knife and its sharpness. Just as a knife cannot remain sharp without the physical blade, how can we readily accept that the soul is eternal while the body is temporary? The belief in an eternal soul without further inquiry calls for a reconciliation between life, death, and the afterlife that goes beyond mere faith. It demands logical reflection. Religious doctrines often promise material immortality and eternal paradises such as heaven, which appeal to humanity's deep-seated fear of death. However, these promises disconnect believers from the reality of life's impermanence. The wise men of ancient religions, Jesus, Lao Tzu, Buddha, Confucius, focused on self-cultivation, personal growth, and inner harmony rather than imposing beliefs or coercing others into spiritual conformity. Their teachings emphasize that life's journey is personal, where each individual must cultivate their character and seek virtue, not as a means of control or domination over others. Unfortunately, over time, their disciples misused these teachings. By exploiting the ambiguities of religious language, terms like salvation and sin have been manipulated to create fear-based interpretations that serve hierarchical religious authorities. These distortions have fostered systems that prioritize control and conformity rather than personal spiritual growth. The original wisdom of these ancient thinkers has been co-opted by organized religion to justify dogma and power structures, undermining the authentic pursuit of understanding and virtue. This fundamental difference between the experiential wisdom of the sages and the language used to express it underscores a critical issue. Language, by its nature, is limited and ambiguous and often distorts the complex spiritual insights intended by its original authors. Ancient wisdom teaches that true understanding is personal and experiential, while organized religions often externalize beliefs through rituals and dogmas, distracting individuals from the personal cultivation that was at the core of these teachings. When people refuse to accept the impermanence of life, they become susceptible to manipulation by religious leaders who exploit these beliefs for personal gain. This manipulation leads to man-made disasters such as religious conflicts, persecution, and the suppression of dissenting views. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a prime example, as both sides claim divine justification for their territorial and spiritual claims, making resolution difficult due to the intertwining of political and religious motivations. To address such conflicts, it is essential to promote critical thinking and encourage individuals to question inherited beliefs. Blind faith, when left unexamined, leads to division and conflict. Societies can overcome these rigid ideologies by fostering intercultural dialogue, promoting mutual respect and encouraging intellectual rigor. By emphasizing shared human values such as empathy, cooperation and coexistence, we can move toward a more inclusive and harmonious global society. Education plays a pivotal role in this transformation. By teaching individuals to approach diverse beliefs with an open mind, while critically evaluating their own, we can dismantle harmful prejudices. Global platforms that promote intercultural communication, conflict resolution, and collaboration over confrontation are vital in reducing the tensions rooted in religious and cultural differences. Moreover, addressing the material conditions that often fuel these conflicts, such as inequality, resource scarcity, and political marginalization, can help mitigate the influence of cultural and religious divides. Coordinated global efforts focused on respect, dialogue, and practical solutions to shared problems are essential for transcending the divisions that have long caused suffering. Only through such efforts can humanity move toward peace, understanding, and genuine coexistence in this one-way journey of life in the 21st century.